What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm back with another one pack only build. We are speeding through the expansion packs. I mean, I know we've been doing this for a little while, but we're already on University. So this is the build that I did for base game and Discover University only, no other packs as the title suggests. One pack only, so just base game and Discover University. So yeah, we are way over halfway through all of the expansion packs, and this has been so much fun. So for Discover University, I decided to go ahead and do another commercial lot. So this is a library in the world of Britechester. Now, this is a public library, so it's not on either of the campuses. It's in the town of Britechester. So that means that this is a public library for students from both schools is really what I wanted to do. I was debating whether or not I should redo the university housing or something for one of the campuses, but a lot of you actually suggested I should do a commercial lot. Some sort of library is what a lot of you seem to be interested in, and I thought that that was very interesting because that way I could cover both of the schools and not pick a side, if that makes sense. So you can just place this instead of the library that is on this lot by default. That is a very bland looking library. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nicely built, but as most of the EA builds are, it's just a little bit bland. It could use a facelift. So I decided to go ahead and build my own library. And honestly, I love how it came together. It turned out to be very grand. It's a quite boxy build. It's basically a square with some bump outs, but I love how it came together. I used tall walls and a lot of details on the exterior of the build, and I was loving using all the doors and windows from Discover University. It comes with such great built by items. I love the style. It's townhousey. It reminds me of Amsterdam in a way. I am from the Netherlands. I am very familiar with Amsterdam. I live very close by Amsterdam. I went to school there. And for some reason, just the little townhouses that you see around, they really remind me in a way, in a way more cartoony way, not in a realistic sense, but still in a way, it kind of reminds me of Amsterdam. And I really love this style of build. This townhousey style of build, so I was really happy to be revisiting that style and built something for Britechester. And I think I've only ever built one community lot for this world, and that was the pub. I redid the pub a long time ago. I think when this pack first came out, that was one of the builds that I did when this pack first came out. So I did redo Pepper's Pub. So yeah, you could also place that in your game and have the community lots in Britechester, the public community lots in Britechester be a bit more updated and fun, in my opinion. Then you can place this one as well as the pub. I think they will complement each other very nicely. But yeah, you can really see the build come together. It is shape-wise not very complicated. I really like it though. It looks like an old building, and that's what I really wanted to try and achieve. A very old building using old bricks, old stone, older looking doors and windows. I used the bright stark white swatch of the doors and windows at the beginning. I changed it up to a darker style that kind of matches the trims, just that beigey sort of grayish color that I think is really beautiful. Because the white was pretty, but just a little bit too white. Here you can see that I changed it up. So I feel like that looks a lot better. And yeah, I'm just playing around with the window situation for this build. And like I said, I'm just very happy with the result. I think that this build is very interesting. If I may say so myself, I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I just think it turned out so nicely. It also has a lot of activities, which is really what I was trying to cover, because most of all, I wanted this build to be gameplay friendly and just a very nice, useful addition to your game for this pack. So that is really what I tried to do. It has a lot of activities. Obviously, it's a library, so there are a lot of bookcases, but I also tried to cover a couple of areas with easels, so you can have your Sims work, like maybe they're in like the art club or something. Isn't there like some sort of society where your Sims paint? I don't really know. I just decided to put down some easels as well. And then there's a really nice backyard sort of area with a fountain in the middle. And I also placed a pond where you can fish if you want to. So yeah, it covers a lot of bases. There is also a nice little picnic area with some picnic tables and a ping pong table as well, which is an activity that came with this pack. So it basically covers all the bases. You can come here with your Sim if you want them to study, but you can also come here with your Sim if you just want to work on different skills or if you just want them to hang out. If I were to build with more packs than just Discover Uni, I would have 100% made a little cafe area. However, I didn't do that because I just wanted to stick to library. And also I wasn't using any packs, so I didn't have like the coffee bar stuff that comes with Get Together. So yeah, I didn't do that, but yeah, that is kind of the look and feel that I wanted to try and give this build, in the sense that it has a lot of different purposes, if you will. I also placed a little podium on the second floor of the build where your Sims can practice their debate skills, which is something that comes with this pack as well. So yeah, you'll see it all when once we move on to the interior of the build. The exterior of the build definitely took me the longest. I spent so long on this, but that's mostly also because I just immediately got started on like the backyard where I placed the fountain, the little park area. I did a bunch of landscaping. I did all of that before I moved on to the interior because I was on a roll. I was really enjoying this. Like this library, turning it into some sort of public park at the same time. Like it just has a lot of outdoor space that I wanted to make look very cute and peaceful and serene, but also very grand at the same time. Like it's definitely the center of the town, and that is really the feeling that I wanted to try and capture, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm loving how this build came together, and I did some playtesting with it. I had a lot of fun with it, and I just think that it's going to be a very, very nice addition to your game. And here you can see I'm working on that little backyard area where I placed a little makeshift pond with a fountain. It's more so a fountain, not actually a pond. I did create an actual pond next to the build where I also placed a little fishing sign so your Sims can do some fishing if that's something that they want to do. But I really wanted to try and create a spot where, especially in the summertime and in the springtime, your Sims can just go here and like maybe they are on a very long break in between classes and they want to have a little spot where they can hang out with their friends, or maybe have some lunch on a park bench, or maybe just do some studying in the sun. I don't know. This is just the perfect lot where you can send your Sims off to spend a lot of time. The only thing they can't really do here is buy food because there just wasn't an option for that. I was looking through base game for food stalls, like in the debug menu, but for some reason I couldn't find any. Maybe I overlooked them, but I have a feeling that there aren't any food stalls in the base game, at least not in the debug menu or live edit menu, which was kind of strange. I definitely thought there would be, but I couldn't find any. But then also, if you place the food stalls, at least this is my experience, whenever I place food stalls on a lot that I have created myself, there won't be any sellers, like any people working there. So you will have to hire someone to be able to buy food, and that costs you money. Like hiring someone costs your Sim money. So it doesn't really work that well either in my experience. So yeah, you can't buy any food from food stalls or anything here, but I'm sure there is some place around where you can buy food, or you can just have your Sims pack a sack lunch from home, something like that, and bring it here. I think that is really cute. You can just have a little picnic out here. You could obviously also just place some grills around. I debated doing that, but I just decided not to because I just didn't really like how it looked. It kind of took away from the whole fancy vibe of the place, if that makes sense. But yeah, I was decorating the exterior with some flags and stuff and like banners, trying to represent both of the universities, because if you didn't know, this world does come with two separate universities. Britechester University and Foxbury University has two separate campuses. So yeah, your Sims can only attend one of those schools. But this, like I already explained, is the public library where everyone is welcome, everyone can hang out. And it's also a nice meeting place for different students, like from both of the different schools, because they probably won't be really visiting each other's campuses, but they can meet up here and, like, I don't know, have a study session together, or get to know each other, or just hang out outside, or have a mixed painting club or what have you. I don't really know. I just thought that that would be really fun and useful. And yeah, here you can see I created the actual pond. I did off camera last minute place a little fishing sign in there so your Sims can do some actual fishing. It's a pre-stocked pond, so that works perfectly fine. And I don't know, it's just the whole lot looks very green and decorated. And yeah, I really tried to make it as complete as possible. So I really hope that you like this build. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you think of the 1-pack only builds so far. I've been really enjoying it. Then the next pack is going to be, let me think, what came after Discover University? Was it Eco Lifestyle? I'm pretty sure it was Eco Lifestyle. I think we only have 3 more packs to go. We have Eco, we have Snowy Escape, I think came after that, and then we have Cottage Living. And then maybe hopefully soon another expansion pack in July. I mean, fingers crossed. I really, really hope so, because that would mean exactly 1 year without a new expansion pack. So I really hope they're not going to make us wait any longer than a full year. There was no expansion pack listed on the roadmap that they recently announced, but that roadmap situation was only for May and June. So I feel like there's a good chance that we're getting an expansion pack in July. I'm really, really keeping my fingers crossed because I really need an expansion pack. I've been craving an expansion pack like crazy. I just really need it. I need some new content in the game that's not just kits. I need something bigger, something more extensive, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm really, really keeping my fingers crossed for a new expansion pack in July, but we'll see. For now, we just have a couple of 1-pack only builds to do here on my channel, but you can see that we're moving on to the interior of the build. Oh my gosh, this was so finicky. I was trying to make that second floor, as you can see. It's like very much open to the down floor. The second floor is basically half, it covers half the downstairs area, if that makes sense. So it's like a balcony effect. You can look down and it just looks very grand, and that was my dream for this build, so it worked out very nicely, and I'm really happy with how it came together. But oh my gosh, it was finicky. For some reason, the spandrels didn't want to work with me. Nothing wanted to work with me. It was really glitchy and very annoying. But I figured it out in the end, so I'm really happy that I did. I did get rid of that little balcony on the left side of the build. You can kind of see it there. I placed some doors there initially. That's where I put bathrooms in the end. The build does have a few bathrooms downstairs. It has the fancy bathrooms downstairs, and then it has a smaller bathroom area with 2 bathroom stalls upstairs, because this pack came with bathroom stalls, and I wasn't going to use them at first because this build, it just screams fancy bathrooms, no stalls. But then for the upstairs area, it was just, the upstairs bathroom was the perfect shape and size for 2 stalls. So I decided to just embrace it and put some stalls there because it was fun and because this pack comes with that specific item. So I thought it'd be nice to use it. But then for the interior, it's very brown and old looking, definitely not modern, more so very traditional. But that is definitely what I was trying to go for. I was really trying to capture the like almost Harry Potter-esque library look and feel, if that makes sense. I mean, not that it's magical, but just like it's a very old library, probably with a lot of very old books. That's just kind of what I was envisioning, and I'm really happy with how it came together. You can see that once you walk through the front door, it's a very symmetrical build. So when you walk through the front door, we have the front desk. Obviously, it doesn't work as a front desk. I was trying to close it off because your Sims will 100% sit there and use the computer, which is fine. There's more computers in this build, obviously, that your Sims can use. But there's also this one, which this one is meant for the front desk. So I was trying to place like some fences, to try and cover it up or like close it off so that your Sims can't sit there, but it wasn't looking good and I just decided against it. I was like, you know what, your Sims will go ahead and sit there, but it's okay. You can always just delete that that computer on the front desk. I just placed it there because it looked realistic. But you can always just go ahead and delete it, that's fine. And then we have 2 staircases in the center of the build that lead to the second floor. It's just very symmetrical and the floor plan came together super easy. It was just so nice. It was flowing together super naturally and I am just so in love with how this interior came together. It's nice and spacious, not too cluttered, so there's a lot of space for your Sims to walk around, browse around the bookcases. There is a lot of little areas where your Sims can sit down and read a book. For example, here by the window, I placed 2 beautiful, like comfortable leather chairs. And I did that on the other side as well. I kind of mimicked this little setup on the other side. Like I said, the build is very symmetrical. So that's kind of what it needed to make it look nice and not too messy and make it look more on the formal side of things, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is really what I tried to do. And I also placed a couple of those sofas. I like tucked them in between like that little nook, the staircase nook. I just think that that looks very cute and cozy and comfortable. So your Sims can just sit there and read a book. There's also a couple of tables downstairs here, but then oh yeah, and I also put, of course, I also put the desks, the computer desks down here, and there is also some desks without computers. So your Sims can sit there and do their homework without occupying a computer desk, if that makes sense. So there are a couple desks down here, and then upstairs is the area where your Sims can like work on group projects and stuff. That isn't really a thing. Your Sims don't actually have to work on group projects, but I still, for the whole sake of realism, I tried to capture that anyway. So I placed some larger tables with chairs all around it on the second floor. So you can have like your project groups gather, stuff like that. Or just a homework club. That is definitely something that works in games. So that is something you can do, like have a homework club gather there. It's just perfect. I also placed the podium up there so your Sims can practice their debate and like hold debates up there, which I thought was really nice and fun. But here you can see I made this little cluster of desks. I used a lot of half walls to section everything off. I did that with the bookcases. And I also did that with the desks, and for some reason it adds a little bit of detail that I really enjoy. It also creates the illusion of privacy. So as you can see, the half walls are just a little bit higher than the desks. So it kind of creates that illusion where you can just sit there without like being awkwardly close to someone. It just kind of creates the illusion of privacy, I feel like, and I really like that. And then I also have half walls, like way higher half walls in between the bookcases so that it fits a little bit more snugly and I didn't have to alt place them. There's nothing wrong with alt placing them, but for some reason I just really liked the look and feel of putting a half wall in between and then a column on the end of the half wall, if that makes sense. I don't know. It just makes it look a little bit more built in and a little bit more grand in that sense. So here you can see I'm just putting down a couple of tiny little 3-seater chairs where your Sims can sit down and read as well. So there's lots of opportunities in here. And then there's also a separate room where I put the research machines. We have, like, with this pack, they gave us those very expensive research computers. They're so expensive. And I really like that because that makes it so that you don't really very easily buy them and use them at home. It's really something you have to go into the library for, and I really enjoy that. So I put 4 of those in here. I think I actually added 2 more. I think there are 6 total. Yeah, there are 6 research computers total. So there is a little sectioned off office space, if you will, over here to the side. I used a lot of blue details to bring in a little bit of color. And I really like how that turned out. So this is like a little research room that I really enjoy. I filled up the space with another bookcase. I didn't want to fill it up too much because the space is quite small and I didn't want there to be any routing issues. I did playtest everything and everything works just fine. So yeah, there shouldn't be any issues there. But yeah, you can see it come together. It's just a nice little research area that I decorated. I was trying to keep in mind to not make it look too formal. I was really enjoying the whole formal, old luxury library. Well, luxury is not the right word, but just very fancy library, I guess. But then I was like, it's still mostly meant for students, so I should really try and capture that as well. So I did place some like banners and stuff around representing the different schools to kind of make it look a little bit more on the playful side, but still it's just a very fancy library that I really enjoyed. So here you can see this is the downstairs bathroom, nothing too fancy. Well, it's still looking fancy, I guess, but nothing too special. It has a general little sink out here in the main area of the bathroom, and then we have two actual bathroom areas. I was gonna say stalls, it's not stalls, but they are closed off little rooms that also have their own sinks in there. So yeah, a lot of sinks. Your Sims should be fine. And I don't know, let me know what you think of this library. I'm just really proud of it. I think that this is my favorite community lot that I've done in quite some time. I always feel a little bit intimidated getting started on community lots, especially when they're large ones like this. I always feel a little bit intimidated getting started, but then I always end up really enjoying the outcome and also really enjoying the process as well. And that was definitely the case for this build as well. So let me know how you think it came out. Here upstairs, as you can see, we're moving on to the second floor where I placed the little podium. And I actually put it on a platform to make an actual little stage, if that makes sense. It looks a little bit cramped, but it's definitely functional. So that's nice. And then I placed some more bookcases up here and the grand tables that you will see come together in a second. There is also a nice lounge area up there where your Sims can just sit down maybe with a larger group and discuss books with a book club or a reading club. I don't know. I was just thinking that even though it's not closed off to the downstairs area, I feel like this is the area where you would be allowed to talk a little bit more of a noisy area. Obviously that's not realistic because like I said, it's not actually closed off, but still I just liked that idea of it. But yeah, also let me know what you think we should build for the next one pack only build, which is going to be eco lifestyle. What should I build for that? I feel like building a house, like some sort of eco-friendly family home, or maybe I should rebuild a house for a townie family living there. That could be a thing. Or just, I could also do something more on the industrial side of things. But then again, I feel like we have a lot more build buy items for the more modernized version of that world, like of Evergreen Harbor. So I kind of want to showcase that. So maybe I should do something more modern and eco-friendly. Let me know. I'm just drawing a blank here. I have no clue what we should do for that pack. Obviously I have a little bit of time to think about it, but I would like to hear from you what you would like to see using only base game and eco lifestyle, because that is going to be very interesting. But yeah, you can see this second floor area come together. We have some couches, we have some chairs. It's more cozy. It kind of feels like a living room sort of situation up here. Not exactly, like not literally, but it definitely has a more cozy, easy look and feel compared to the downstairs area, I feel like, and I really like it. I also cluttered up the tables a little bit with some like books and papers and files and studying books, and I also placed some little potted plants and bags and stuff around, like backpacks, to kind of make it look like Sims have been actively studying here, like using the library. And yeah, I placed a couple of ottomans over there as well, so your Sims can sit down and maybe listen to the debate that's going on. And then here you can see that we have the second floor bathroom with the stalls and two little sinks. So this bathroom is definitely a little bit more cramped. It was a little bit awkward also with the window situation. I had to change that up a little bit, which was a little bit annoying because I didn't like how it looked on the outside of the build, but I kind of fixed it. I was kind of like hiding it with plants and stuff on the exterior, so it made sense in the end. But yeah, we're finished with the interior, and now I'm going back to the exterior to add some more activities. So here you can see I placed down some more easels. I also put some easels at the front of the lot in the grass, and then I put some more here. So there are 6 easels total, which is nice. And I initially placed a little picnic table that I deleted. I put some extra chess tables. We have some chess tables upstairs on the balcony as well, but then I kind of wanted more. So I placed a couple of chess tables out here as well. This was really feeling like a little skill building area. I also placed some like regular benches so your Sims can, I don't know, take a break from painting, what have you, but that is just, it turned into a little skill building area. And then on the other side of the lot, we have, it's kind of mirrored. So we have that exact same little area on the other side of the lot as well. And there I just placed some tables and chairs, but here you can see I was creating a little picnic area with a nice tree. I placed some picnic tables and a ping pong table, which turned out very cozy. And then over here on this side, you can see that I placed some more tables and chairs. It's just a nice little area where your Sims can have lunch in between classes. Maybe they want to sit outside and study. Maybe they brought their own beverages and they just want to sit there and have a little bit of a drink. I thought that would be quite cozy as well. And then over here in the main, like, I want to call it a backyard area, but it's more like a little park area with the fountain. I placed some benches around. I just thought that this was such a beautiful and serene spot where you can just sit and enjoy the nice weather. I placed some statues. That's something I never do. I never use these statues, but I was thinking that for a library, for the little park area of the library, I thought that placing a couple of statues was perfect. Something a bit like historical. It really fit the vibe of the whole build in my opinion. So that is something I really enjoyed. And then I also obviously placed some trash bins around, but then that is actually it for this build. So let's jump right into the game and I'll show you the build in real time. So here we have the library in the game. I just love this little area of the neighborhood. It just feels so cute and cozy and like a beautiful city center. And in my opinion, this library is the perfect build for the little city center of Britechester. So we have the grand front door out here with some signs and some picnic tables. But I'll quickly just show you the back first. So here we have the back entrance. If you just want to use this little park area, I felt like that should be possible. So I did make this little back entrance situation with a couple of back doors so you can enter the library from the back as well. But we have the little park area with the fountain, a nice tree, and some benches around. Then over here we have the picnic area with a ping pong table, which is really cute. And we have a side entrance here with some tables and chairs as well. Then here on the other side, we have a pond with some ducks, which I thought was really cute. And then we have a mirrored side entrance over here, which is a little skill building area with some chess tables and easels. Looks like Bess Sterling is enjoying some chess out here, which is really cute. But yeah, that's basically it for the back of the lot. Then when we move back to the front, we obviously have the front door leading us into the library. So over here, we have the entrance area. We have the front desk, and we have a couple of banners representing both Britechester as well as Foxbury, which I thought was fitting. But yeah, I just cluttered up the front desk a little bit and I put some plants and a little coat rack in the corner. I think I'm just gonna unpause the game because I like it when there are Sims walking around. But yeah, over here to the side, we have obviously some bookcases, a nice area to sit, a table, another nice area to sit out here on the couch. We have some desks, some like regular homework desks, if you will. Then over here, we obviously have some more bookcases. Here you can just browse in between the bookcases and sit down on an ottoman if you're looking for something in particular, or if you just want to read through a couple of books, you can do that. We have some nice desks with computers. So we have 4 computers total, and then also the research machines, obviously. But yeah, another little sitting area back here that's mirrored to the other side. We have another little table as well as a couch out here. I just feel like this library looks so grand and beautiful. Then over here we have the downstairs bathroom. Nothing special, just a sink out here and then 2 separate toilets over here. And then on the other side we have the research area. So I put 2 high tables with bar stools and the research machines. Then I placed this board from base game. I thought that was such a fitting little item for in the research room. And then there is another bookcase in here as well. Then moving on to the second floor, which I think is my favorite area of this build, mostly because it's like so grand and open to the downstairs area. I just really like it. So we have a large homework area back here, as well as a lounge area where your Sims could can just sit down and do their homework or obviously read a book. We have a podium up here so they can practice their debate or hold actual debates, which I thought was fun. And then up here we have the upstairs bathroom, which this one has 2 stalls. And then out here we have a very narrow little balcony with some chess tables. So definitely a couple of chess tables around the build as well. But yeah, that's actually gonna do it for this build. So this Britechester library is up on the gallery. It uses only base game and Discover University, as you can see. It's a very expensive lot, but that doesn't really matter. It is a library, it's a commercial lot, so you don't have to pay for it, obviously. I built it on a 50 by 40 in the center of Britechester, so if you want to place it in your game, then that's where it goes. But that is actually gonna do it for this build, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon. I also stream over on Twitch, so if you're interested in that, go give me a follow over there at twitch.tv/simmarysims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!